What's up YouTube, it's your boy Zuxis, and in today's video we're going to actually show you guys how to make thumbnails for YouTube and stuff like that. Now Amazing made a guide on how to use OBS and stuff like that, and then he said a lot of you guys wanted a tutorial on how to make Photoshop thumbnails, I guess, and he thought it'd be a good idea if I made that video, just because he thinks that I'm better, or not I'm better, but I'm good at making them. You know, my thing is okay, but it's whatever. So I'm going to teach you guys the basics of Photoshop and stuff like that. Now again, if you guys don't know, Photoshop is known as you have to pay for it, but you can get it for free if you go on YouTube and type in how to get Photoshop Pro or Photoshop for free. I guess you just type in how to get Photoshop for free. It's like the first link. If I remember, I'll probably put it in the description, but you could just like click it and then boom, you just search it up and you find it. Now when you open Photoshop, you will start off with something like this. Now when you start up with this, you're going to see these tabs at the top: saved, photo, print, art and illustration, web, mobile, film and videos. What you're going to do is go to art and illustration. Right now they give you these blank documents, right, and it shows you 1000 pixels, 2000 pixels, poster, postcard, 1080p, 720p. What you're going to do is click 720p. I said 780, I'm pretty sure, but you're going to click 720p, and when you click that, you get this. Now you could title it whatever. We're just going to call this just to make it small, 3, right? We're just going to call it 3, and then you don't have to change this, but if you want to, then you do that. And then once you're done that, you're going to go all the way down to background content and change it from white to transparent, or if you don't want transparent, you can have it to white or black or whatever. Basically you're going to have a white background, a black background, or you could have like your own color background, and then you can also have transparent, which we're going to work with right now. So once you have that, it's going to open this page. Now when you open this page, this is your starting guide. This is where you're going to start and create the magic, basically. So what we're going to actually be working with, let me just move it to the front here. What we're going to be working with is we're going to try to make this thumbnail. So as you guys see here, I have different tabs, right? We have the background, we have Doshio, and then we have this little effect with the black background. Now usually, if you guys don't know, when you download a picture, when you search up backgrounds and stuff like that, when you take it to Photoshop, there is like a lock here, right? There's a lock right here on the image, and with that lock, it makes it that you can't do anything. You can't edit, or you can edit, I think, but you can't really do anything. Like you're not able to move it. So if you want to be able to move it, all you're gonna do is click the lock. Sometimes you might have to double click it, but it's fine. Just double click or click the lock. Then you're gonna be able to move the image and stuff like that. Now what we want to do is we want to take this image into here. Now how do we do that? There's multiple ways. We can either select it and then go to edit and copy it, or you Control C is another way to copy it, and then Control V to paste. So Control C, let's click that, and then Control V, and boom, it's right there. You could do that. I click insert, or you could just drag it there. This is what I usually do. I just drag it there. I find it much more easier. But just note, when you are dragging it, if you plan on doing that, you just drag it. When you drag it, you have to bring the cursor onto the screen until you see this plus button right beside the cursor. So then you just drop it there, and then boom, you can put it in the corner, or you can put it in the middle, wherever you want to put it. I usually put it in the middle. Now what we're going to do is resize it. Now this thing, there's multiple ways you can do it as well. What you could do is go to edit, or you go to edit, go all the way down here to transform, and then you can click scale, and then it'll give you ability to scale. Or you can click Control T on Windows, and then I'm pretty sure it's Command Alt T or just Command T on Mac, but you guys will find out if you're on a Mac, right? But the thing is, when you scale, it like scales in one direction. Even as you see, I'm going up and down, but it's only going in the diagonal form. If you want to change that, all you have to do is actually hold shift, and then you're able to move and resize as you want. But when you let go, it goes back to how it is. So we're just gonna let it go this time, and then make sure it just covers the whole thing, and then make it fit. Now as you guys see here, the background is a lot different. It's much more blurry and stuff like that. Is that too much of an issue? Absolutely not. Reason being is you could actually, you usually want to have your background blurred out because you want the main image to be the focus, right? So the background being blurred out is going to make your eyes be directed on the main image. So the other way to blur is go to filters, blur, Gaussian, right? So let me do that slower. You go here to filters, you go all the way to blur, Gaussian blur, and then you put it to either, I usually put it to 5% or 5 pixels or 4 pixels, but you can put to whatever you want to. I'll put it to 4 pixels, and then boom, this is what we have. Now, usually, I don't know if this is for everybody, but it is an issue for me when I want to bring, and I'll show you guys actually when I bring Ludoshio. So now we have to bring Ludoshio here, right? Again, we're going to just drag him over, right? And then we just drop in there, or you can copy and paste. Now, usually, let's say my cursor is somewhere here, but I want to drag Ludoshio. It will drag the background for me. If I don't want that to happen, I'm going to click the lock button here, and then I'm going to just click Ludoshio, or it's going to do that. All right, you're going to want to hold Ludoshio or something like that. And that's how it's done. So we got that done. So we're going to actually leave that unlocked because we don't need that again. We're going to actually resize Ludo again. Or not again, but we're going to resize him just a bit, just so that he covers the screen. If it starts to get blurry, it's fine. It's just the picture on YouTube is going to be very small, so they're not really going to see the blur. So if the main image gets blurry and stuff like that, and there you, as you guys see, we have Ludoshio there. Now, as you seen in the first picture, we have some kind of effect for him. Now, this effect is not too hard to do. All you're going to do is go to the layers panel down here, and you're going to right click on the image you want to give an effect. So for that, it's going to be Ludoshio. You can also get into the habit of renaming your stuff. I'm pretty sure it's just if you press F2 or something like that, it renames, but I don't usually rename it, but it's fine, right? You're going to right click and then go to blending options, or you're just going to double click it, right? And then this pops up, your layer styles. Now, all these tabs here on the left are effects that basically a lot of YouTubers and a lot of people use when making thumbnails. So we're not really going to go over these, but it's really just like some kind of like 3D. It's basically to make your image look 3D, but you're not really using that. You're usually going to use these for text, and then you have stroke, which is the border for, you know, a thing, right? You see a lot of people using these. These are borders for you know, your image. You have inner shadow, which is basically just a shadow, but it's inside. You have inner glow, which is the actually effect we are going to talk about in a second. You have Satan, which just gives you this full black dark thing. Well, you could use this if you need it, but you're not really going to use it. Then you have cover overlays. Usually you don't use this unless you're going to put it like all the way black and then put like a question mark in the middle here. Then you have gradient overlay. If I set that to default, it will look like, or yeah, let me reset to default and put like purple, okay, or something like that, and then it's gonna look like this, right? Again, you're not really gonna use this. You got patterns, you're probably never gonna use patterns. Then you got outer glow, which is the aura outside of the character or the image. And then you have drop shadow, which is basically the shadow, right? Mine's is huge, so it doesn't look like a real shadow, but it's basically like a shadow. Just give it that real life effect. But because Ludoshio's in the sky, we're not going to drop the shadow. We're actually just going to give him an inner glow and an outer glow. Now, when you have an inner glow, this is how it's going to look like. Actually, let me reset to default. This is how it looks like at default. For Ludoshio, if you guys don't know, Ludoshio is more of a goddess. Well, he is a goddess. So I'm going to make his inner glow a bit yellow, because we don't want to make it too yellow, because that's going to be his outer glow, but inner glow is going to be like a lighter yellow. So you have that. Then what I usually do is I put the opacity all the way to 100, just so that it shows 1000%, and then I scale it just a bit, just enough for it to like get the people's attention. So choke, you could just do it. This is what choke looks like. It basically loses its like smooth thing and makes it just a straight out aura. So you could keep that usually low, And then you have the size, which is just basically going to cover everything. Again, you can have that low, just have it cover a few tips of the body and stuff like that, right? And then you have your inner glow or your outer glow. It's the exact same thing. We're going to reset to default. What you're going to do is you're going to put the opacity all the way to 100. And then for Ludo's shield, since he's a goddess, we're going to give him a yellow aura. So let's go here, give him a yellow aura, and then make it huge. And as you guys see there, you can make it spread if you want to give it that spread, but it's the same thing like choke, just makes it less smooth if you want that and stuff like that. You can put it all the way if you wanted to, just for that like little goddess effect, but we're gonna give it like right here. And then should we drop the shadow? Probably not, because that if we give it a shadow, it ruins the outer glow. So usually I don't give it a shadow. There's another way to do outer glow without having to do this to keep the shadow, but that's not what this video is for. Right, then once you click OK, you have that. Now, if you want to give it an effect, you're usually going to go to Google and type in, I don't know, like fire PNG, right? PNG is what you're usually going to want to search up when you're looking for some kind of effect, just because PNG is like PNG, it's transparent, right? PNG is always transparent. So we're going to want, let's say we want fire PNG, where you're going to click, you're going to search it up. Hit enter again, hit enter. Okay, you're gonna search up fire PNG, and then it will actually, whenever this wants to load, it'll show you guys. You go to image, and then it will give you guys transparent backgrounds and stuff like that for fire. But we already have one actually. It's speed lines. Now the thing about these speed lines is that it doesn't have a transparent background. It's black. And if you guys see, if we drag it over here, it's still black. Now, a lot of the pictures you guys are going to look for with PNG that are actually good will have this black image. Right now, how to get rid of it? It's so easy. All you're going to do is come here, right? You're going to make sure you select it, and then you're going to go to normal. It's right under kinds and right over lock. You're going to click normal and then come all the way down to linear dodge, right? There's different ones. You can just play with it if you want to, right? You could just, it will just show you the preview, right? So this gives you more of a black, you know, thing. This gives you, you know, you could use whatever you want, but we're going to use here, linear dodge bracket add. So we're going to use that, and then boom, as you see, the black thing is gone. Now all you have to do to add text is you could just press T, honestly, and it will take you to text. You could just click it here. Okay, no, you could click it here, or just press T on your keyboard, and then usually you're gonna click and then hold down, right? I don't know what that was. Okay, let me just delete that text and we'll redo it. You're gonna click text, hold it down, and then resize to whatever you want, and then you're gonna type in your text. Ludo is God tier. Right now, as you guys see, we have our Ludo is God tier. It's basically the same as the image too. If you want to resize it again, Control T, right, is a good way to do it. Or you can go to image, click it, and then you're gonna double click it all, so it covers the whole thing, and then resize it like this, right? But you don't need to do it like that if you don't want to. So let's put it to like 36, just so it gets the whole thing, and then boom. Now, as you guys see, you're not really able to read it because the white matches with other parts. So usually what you see a lot of YouTubers do is give the text a border, and that's what we're going to do. So you're going to double click or right click and then go to blending options, right? Yeah, blending options on your layer channel here, and then you're going to go to stroke, and then all you have to do is that. I usually give mine the shadow effect as well, just so it pops out even more, and then boom, there is Ludo is thing. So you want to make sure your text is also over everything, because let's say I put it under here, right? The stuff is gonna get in and it's gonna just look a bit weird. Not all the time, but with this specific PNG image here, with this specific one, it is. So we're gonna leave it like this, and boom, we are done. If you want to put a logo, you can add whatever else you want to do. That's all you do. Now to save it, you're gonna go to your files, gonna go all the way down here to either save. Now save will make it save it as a PSD, which is a Photoshop image, which means when you reopen it, your layers are all going to be back here. So let's say I save it now, my layer is going to be, all these are going to just stay back where it is. So next time if I want to come back to here and I want to, I don't know, remove the background, then I'll do that. but for now we're gonna keep it. Control Z is also to undo. If you guys do not know, if you make a mistake, if you click Control Z, right, it undoes everything you do. Or you can just go to edit and then boom, you can undo it from right here, right? But to save, you're gonna go all the way to either save as, or you're going to go to export quick as a PNG, export as, or save for web legacy. It doesn't matter, but we're gonna click save for web legacy just because it's gonna happen, right? It's gonna show there. Now it's going to show you the entire image. Now one thing about YouTube is you have to have the thumbnails 2 megabytes or lower. Now as you see here, it shows how much the size is, and this is 873.5K. I don't even remember what K is, to be honest. And then it shows you the height and the width, or the width and the height, and then percentage, quality, and stuff like that. All you're gonna do is click save, right? You're gonna save, download. Ludo is God tier. Gonna hit save, and then it's going to save for you, and it's gonna close, and boom, you have it saved. Now you just go to your YouTube, upload it, and then it's gonna be right there. So hopefully this was a very good, helpful video for you guys who wanted to know how to make Photoshop or make thumbnails in Photoshop. Of course, I'm not gonna show you guys how I personally make mine, because you know your boy gotta keep the flash. But yeah, hopefully this was helpful and stuff like that. I'm Zia, and I'll see you guys next time. I'm out. Later. Peace.